Hello, everyone. My guest today is Uffe Koch. He's a 43-year-old engineer, married with 3 kids, living on a farm in North Denmark. He built up a top app agency from 2008 with 15 employees and produced over 120 apps for top Danish companies. He then sold that company and co-founded PRE.DO to help companies capture, create, overview, and progress on ideas from their employees. All right, Uffe, are you ready to take us to the top?
Oh, yeah.
Good. All right. So tell us first, I want to dive more into your history and how you got into it, but what does Predo do and how do you make money? What's your revenue model?
Okay. So we are a subscription-based software as a service platform where companies pay a fixed price based on their size for getting access to the tool.
Well, what does the tool do though?
Okay. So the tool helps company capture all the ideas that are in their employees' heads. It helps them create overview of them, find duplicates and areas and so on. And then it basically helps them progress on those ideas and execute on the good ones and weed out all the bad ones.
So I mean, a lot of people right now will use tools like Trello and they'll have a board called ideas and people will just dump ideas there. This is like a much more robust version of that.
It's much more structured in that way, and it also we go for helping companies with not all IT capable people. So we also work in production companies and so on. We help capture ideas in different ways, so you can capture ideas in the tool, on email, and even with voice and so on. We're building that. So blacksmith with dirty hands can actually go speak to an Alexa in the corner of the production environment.
Yeah, so you're built into the workflows that already exist. Yeah, very good. And what does the average customer pay per month?
So we are mostly having what we call medium companies, what would in the US probably be small. They are paying $449 a month.
Okay, $449. You have notes there. You must be doing conversion to euro or US or something.
Danish kroner, actually. We have our own little currency here. So.
Okay, so $449 US dollars per month on average. And give me more of the backstory here. So what year did you launch the company?
So actually, I had my previous company where I was a consultancy and doing apps for other people, and we got really good at that. But I also kind of grew tired of always building on somebody else's visions and ideas, and I got tired of working with some really great customers and some less mature customers, whose ideas were maybe not app ready or maybe shouldn't have an app. So I wanted to build on my own product and build that up. And then I found an old friend which has a marketing background, and she was in a kind of same situation as me. So we decided to go for it and actually use what we had worked on. Both of us worked on a lot of projects, finding the good ideas and weeding out the bad ones. And
so what year was that?
That was last year.
Oh, 2017. Okay, good.
2017, yeah.
And so when did you turn on revenue? Did you have any revenue in 2017 or no?
No, we didn't have any, but we've started this year.
That's great. So when did you officially, close the first customer? What month?
That was in January this year.
And how'd you do it? Who was it? How'd you close them?
Well, that was via networks. So it was actually quite a big bank here in Denmark. We closed with them. So we got in touch with their innovation department, and they really want to renew themselves. They're in a highly competitive business with a lot of regulatory requirements and so on. So they want to reinvent themselves.
Mm-hmm. And what have you scaled to after that first customer? What have you scaled to today? How many customers?
We are used in 12 companies, but 5 of those are paid customers. The others are on trial still.
Okay, got it. So 5 companies paying about $450 a month. You're doing, call it $2,200 per month, something like that.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, and walk me through the trial process. So when you sign people up for a trial, what do they get on that trial, and how do you make sure the trial to paid conversion rate, goes high? Yeah.
So at the moment, we're still a bit handheld in the way that we come out with the product and there's an onboarding package with some hours of us helping the company get ready for using the tool and getting the flow going of ideas. So in that sense, we're not a pure play SaaS yet, but we're going to be.
What setup fees are you charging?
We have, that's again Danish kroner, so that's $5,000 or something.
Okay, so there's a setup fee, and then they can start paying $450 a month.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly. For now, but we're actually aiming to lower that and maybe even remove that when we scale.
Why do you say that? I know a lot of people. Clayton Mask, for example, at Infusionsoft back in 2012, their churn was 8 or 9% logo churn per month, and then they started charging a $1,000 setup fee no matter what, and churn dropped 2%, and it's worked really well for them.
Wow, that we honestly don't know what we're going to do, but we're going in that sense. We just know that the handheld onboarding we're doing now won't scale for us.
Yeah, so. It is people say it's the long, hard road to death. The trick is if you let anyone in the tool, your churn then potentially becomes an issue and you don't know who to focus on. Yeah. But what you're doing now is the other extreme, which is extreme hand holding. But I bet you don't have any churn.
No churn yet. So everybody's very happy with what we're doing. And employees are happy, management are happy, and so on. So
what's the team size today?
So we are 2 founders, and then we have 5 interns.
Okay, free or paid?
1 paid.
Okay, got it. So basically 2 full-time and then 1 part-time.
Yeah.
Okay, and are you guys bootstrapping this, or have you raised capital?
We're bootstrapping it.
Oh, that's great. Well, you say that very quickly. Were you burned? Were you burned by VC in the past?
No, never. Well, we just don't have the need yet. We might need to take in capital when depending on our scale journey, how that's going to happen. But right now we don't need it. And we have a decent runway.
That's good. Well, how do you have a decent runway? If you have 2 people full time and 1 part time, but you're only making $2,200 a month, are the professional servicing fees just covering your major expenses?
Yeah, it's covering most of it, and then we're also spending a bit of our savings from previous adventures.
Got it.
I had a pretty good exit from my previous company. So.
Give me a general sense of that. Was that above a $5 million exit?
I was below that.
Okay, but north of $1 million.
Yeah.
Okay.
Living on a farm in Denmark is pretty cheap. So
yeah. I was about to say, how are we talking right now? How's the internet connection like on a farm in the middle of Denmark?
You wouldn't believe it. It's actually a mobile, 2 different mobile uplinks I have, and then a firewall balancing that out. It's horrible here. So
that's crazy.
It's the best we can do here.
So where do you think most of the growth is going to come from over the next year? How are you getting new customers, and how do you get more new customers?
So step 1 is we're spreading it through our network and references through them, and we're actually getting a lot of really good leads that way. But we are starting our marketing efforts here, online marketing efforts here in May. My partner Majbrit has a background in that for a B2B company.
What does that mean though? Is it like direct paid spend stuff, affiliate programs, partners? What is it?
I think it's going to be PR based mostly in the beginning, and then we go to paid.
I see. And so what do you hope to be at by the end of this year in terms of monthly recurring revenue?
We should hit the $10,000 mark.
That's your goal.
Yeah.
Very good.
That's a conservative goal.
Okay. Good. And is everyone is based there? You and your founder in your same office or no?
Yeah. We're based in the same office. We're so lucky that our first customer actually invited us in to sit in there inside the bank there. So we're sitting there cost free.
That's great. So, okay, good. Both of you guys in Denmark, your first customer lets you in the thing. How do you, this is going to be a bad question. You never want to talk about the downside, but how long are you giving yourself to figure out if this company is going to be a go or a kill it?
I think we give it at least another year, but we have so many ways of growing this, so many ways of potential future revenue streams. One thing is the capture and the overview, but then we have some
capture what?
Capture of ideas and overview of ideas, but there are so many aggregate data overtones that we can go through and generate reports and baselines and basically innovation reporting for people and all our interviews with potential customers, they all say yes to all of it. So there should be many avenues to pursue.
Yeah, I can't say this because I don't know you well, but I mean, there are a lot of times where I see people that they've had an agency like what you had before, building one-off apps for 5, 10, 20 grand a pop. They do well, they get sick of it. They say, I want to do software, but it takes a while to get the software scaling. So what they do as it scales for the first 2 years is they go do what they were doing in the past, which is they take on more professional services work, which is no fun. But sometimes people get addicted to that cash flow, which takes up a lot of their time, and then they never actually build the SaaS revenue. How do you figure out how to balance your time?
We hold each other very strict to that, because we are very aware of we don't want to fall in that trap. So we basically talk about each consultancy task we take in. It should be something that leads to a recurring revenue somewhere.
Yep.
We say no to a lot of tasks. So it's a good situation to be in that sense.
Uffe, that's great. Let's wrap up here with our famous 5. Yeah. Number 1, what's your favorite business book?
So I think my favorite one is actually the corporate startup, which I have right here.
Oh, cool. Okay. Corporate
startup, which is about sort of the field we work in, and the bank we work in is actually a case in that. So that's one of my favorites right now.
Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying currently?
Oh, Jeff Bezos is so cool.
Yeah. Number 3, what's your favorite online tool?
I should mention our own Predo, but other than that, I love Stripe.
Number 4, how many hours of sleep are you getting every night?
8.
Okay, that's pretty good. And what's your situation? Married, single, you have kids?
Married with 3 children.
3 kids. Okay, very good. And how old are you?
I'm 43.
43. Last question. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
Oh, that I should just go for it. Just jump out and create a company and be an entrepreneur from day one.
Guys, there you have it. Just go for it. He built a very successful agency, built over 100 applications for folks in Denmark, throughout Europe, and throughout the world. Got sick of the professional services models, sold that company for more than $1 million, but less than $5 million. Now doing software, launched PRE.DO in 2017, focused on helping you capture your team's ideas, organize them, understand where duplicate ideas exist, and put them under kind of one thought bubble. They've got 2 people so far, him and his founder, and then 1 part-time intern, along with 3 other interns under them. Again, doing about 5 customers, currently paying $450 a month, so about $2,200 in revenue, supporting themselves off setup fees currently, but they're looking obviously to move away from that. Uffe, thank you so much for taking us to the top.
Thank you, Nathan.